name's Pamela Rose, and today we're going to talk about the circle of fifths. We know from previous sessions how a major scale is constructed, but let's look more closely at all the major scales. There are 12 of them. If we're to set out those 12 major scales in the easiest way possible, it will be in a circle, with all the scales with sharps in their key signatures, say on the right hand side, and all the scales with flats in their key signatures on the left hand side. So here we go. With C major at the top, because it's got no sharps or flats in its key signature, we're going to start a pattern. And we're going to watch that pattern, that sequence, go all around the circle back to C major again. If you're on C, you go to the fifth note of C, which is G. That starts the scale of G major, which is the scale with one sharp in its key signature. And that sharp is the seventh note of G, which is F sharp. To find the scale with two sharps in it, we go to the fifth note of G, which is D major. And the new sharp in D major is the seventh note, which is C sharp. If we want to find the scale with three sharps in it, we go to the fifth note of D, which is A major, and the new sharp is the seventh note of A, which is G sharp. If we want to find the scale with four sharps in it, we go to the fifth note of A, which becomes E, and the new sharp is D sharp. Always these sharps accumulate as we go around. If we want to find the fifth note of E major, it's B, and that is the beginning of the scale with five sharps in its key signature. Okay, we're almost there. If we go to the fifth note of B major, we find F sharp major. So F sharp major has six sharps in its key signature. And the seventh note, the new sharp in that key signature, is E sharp. From F sharp major, logically we could go to 7 sharps at C sharp major and to 8 sharps at G sharp major and so on and so forth. But music was organised differently, which was a good thing. What was found was that F sharp major with its 6 sharps that went F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp and F sharp could also be played in the same way, but by its enharmonic, which was G flat major, which has 6 flats. And if we play G flat major, that will be G flat, A flat, B flat, C flat, D flat, E flat, F and G flat. In doing that, we were able to come around the circle again, but in ever decreasing flats. So the fifth note of G flat major is D flat with 5 flats in it. And the fifth note of D flat is A flat with 4 flats in it. And the fifth note of A flat is E flat with 3 flats in it. And the fifth note of E flat is B flat with 2 flats in it. And the fifth note of B flat is F with 1 flat in it, and yes, you've guessed it, the fifth note of F is C. And in that way, we came around full circle to C major. We've got the perfect circle showing all the major scales. Now we understand how the sequence has created that circle of fifths, and we can also understand how that sequence has created a particular order of the sharps and flats in key signatures. There are a variety of ways to remember the order of sharps and flats, but one of the best ways I've found is for the sharps to remember it this way: Father Christmas gave Daddy an electric blanket. And for the flats, we can remember blanket explodes and daddy gets cold feet. Let's have a look at these key signatures and how they're written out. Notice the patterns of the key signatures. In the flats, they are all the same. The treble clef, the bass clef, the tenor clef and the alto clef all have this same pattern of flats. In the sharps, we have the same pattern for the treble clef, the bass clef and the alto clef. Only the tenor clef is different. In the tenor clef, the F sharp starts low on the stave. And it starts low on the stave really just because if it started high, it would be a ledger line. So it's for ease of recognition that it's done. So do remember that because it's often a question which will come up in your grade 5 theory. Don't worry if you haven't come across alto clef and tenor clef yet, because I'm covering the alto and tenor clefs in the next session. And I look forward to seeing you there.